the global systems. Now to conclude. So openness and contact was desired by the birth mothers, and also increasingly by adoptive parents when the children grew a bit older, when some time passed. And they all thought it would be in the interest of the children as well. And of course, open adoption might be, in a very significant way, might be different from so-called return trips, because the children don't have the process of emotionally draining search. They always grow up with the idea that, okay, I have family here and I have family there, so it might be different. But what was apparent, what I just also said, was the collision of the two kinds of motherhoods, two notions of parenthood. And I mean, Esther Goody did some research on West African immigrants in London, and that just shows what's at issue here. I mean, the West Africans would often give their children to English foster families because they thought they would go through a bad patch of trying to find work in the new country, and the other family would be able to give better education for the children. So they saw it like Goody calls it educational fosterers. But the English families thought that, of course, this arrangement will lead to us adopting these unwanted, abandoned children. But of course, the African families themselves could not even imagine that just by the fact that their children lived for a while in this other family would actually terminate their parenthood. And there's an African feminist, Oyewumi, sorry I can't pronounce her name, that wrote that motherhood is very important in the African family arrangement. Ties linking mother and all her children is conceived as unbreakable, the link between them. So these kind of notions of the parenthood actually clashed. And also we saw that birth mothers are grateful and adoptive parents are sympathetic. So this already reveals the hierarchies in power. Somebody can feel sympathetic, empathetic, and the others have to feel grateful. So there are shortcomings of the relational approach, which I think was a genuine attempt of the adoptive parents to cross the divide. But it also hides some important facts which we cannot leave hidden. And that would come to the last point of what would look like a truly, what would a truly transnational family look like? One where we would not put the hierarchy under the carpet and imagine just by some kind of global sisterhood that it doesn't exist. I think the first point would be to ensure that intercountry adoption is not just reproducing the inequalities on which it's based, but that actually the birth mothers would be offered an alternative, some kind of help, which amongst my interviewees, if they had a third way, many would not have given their child for adoption at all. So we need to do that. And then connections between the two families. Is there a way that we could imagine a new kind of motherhood or a new kind of parenthood? I mean, some researchers in a book called The Globalization of Motherhood, which came out in 2010, have written about new notions of motherhood in the concept of migrant nannies who leave their children behind. That could we not start to see motherhood as not necessarily always being in the same physical place, but accommodating distances also, so that could we have a way of acknowledging that the birth mothers, the the birth mother is also some kind of, there's still some kind of a link, as just like in my interviewees, you saw how they think that even though the child is not living with me, I'm still the mother. So if we would find new ways of accommodating these without forgetting all the complexities in the issue, so that would be a great way. And then I had a picture, but it must be in another. Anyway, I had a picture to conclude the conclusion. A picture of just African children being portrayed on their own. And I think we need to go forward from such image of the needy child, because the birth mother might be around the corner. We saw it in Haiti after the earthquake, that in our rush to rescue the children, it ended up in situations where many birth parents were actually searching for their children. They'd already been very efficiently rescued. So we need to go from there into acknowledging the existence of the birth mother. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.